Hi everyone, this tutorial is going to be a very quick, just brief overview of using the Elementor Theme Builder. It's a fairly new feature in Elementor, and if you've never used it before, I'd highly recommend that you do, because it can really help you to open up your creativity with your website and gives you a lot more options. What it basically means is that you're not quite as limited as you may have been before in terms of how certain parts of your website look. Quite commonly in WordPress themes, the theme controls the way the header looks and the footer looks. You may have some options for customization, but certainly in terms of the layout, you'll be generally very limited. With the Elementor Theme Builder, it gives you access to those parts of the site, so you can now really go for it in terms of what you want to do with your design for things like header and footer and archive pages. But as I said, this is just going to be a basic overview. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail in how to use all the features, but this should be enough to get you started so you can see how the whole thing basically works. Now, as you can see here, I've just got a very basic development site I've just recently set up. It's on a local host, so it's not accessible online. And it's just full of dummy content, and you can see here I'm using it's just got a very basic header, which is just been what the theme has generated. Now there may be one or two more options as to what I can do with the header in the theme, but there will be limitations. So if we rebuild this header using the Elementor Theme Builder, then we can basically do almost whatever we want with it. There's almost endless possibilities. So let's go to, just to begin, let's go to the back end of WordPress. Now you should note that to do this you need the Pro version of Elementor. The Theme Builder isn't available in the free version. So once you have the Pro version installed, you'll go to Templates and Theme Builder, and you can see some options here: Theme Builder, Header, Footer, Single, Archive. These are the main different types of template you can build with the Theme Builder. We're just going to go for a header for now and add new header. You have another option here to choose what type of template you want to create, but we're just going to stick with header and give it an obvious name like site header. And now if you've used Elementor before, then you know what we're looking at here. You'll be familiar with this. It's just some of the pre-made blocks and templates that Elementor makes available to you, which are great and can save you a lot of time, and you can just take a look at these as they are, and if you like one of them, you could just decide to add that in. Just click the insert button. Then you could add that in, and you could change the colors, alter the layout, but it's a good way of just getting up and running quickly. But I'm just going to close that down because I want to show you from scratch how to build a header. So this, you'll be familiar with this screen here. This screen doesn't represent an entire page, it just represents what is going to be the header of your page. So keep that in mind. Okay, now, so I'm basically, I know that I want to have my site logo in the header, I want to have my navigation menu in the header. I think I might also maybe add some contact details or some social media links like that, something like that. But let's just start with the basics. So I have an idea of the structure already of my header. So it's basically going to consist of two columns. So I'll drag an inner section element into there, and here we are. I've got our section and our inner section. I'm going to put the site logo into, oh, here it is at the top, site logo. Because we're building a header template, Elementor already knows which elements might be the most useful to us, and so it's pushed them up to the top of the widgets area. So you can see site logo at the top here. I'm just going to drag that in. Now there's my logo. In case you're wondering where that's come from, the logo, the site logo is already in the system. The site logo is already in the system in the customize section of WordPress. I'm not going to go into how to add that in here, but once you have done that, then it's basically just going to pull it in from the customize section. Now that's a bit too big for the logo, so I'm just going to reduce the size of that by just dragging the column division line to a size that feels comfortable. Now this is for the desktop version, so let's just go with that for now. And then I want to add the site menu, the nav menu, and there it is, also near the top. Just drag that in. We'll get to the styling of these in a minute. I'm just going to get the elements in for now. I'd like to just align that centrally in the column, and I'd also like to move that element to the right. Okay, now I think what else? So we're going to add some contact details. I think I'll add those on a strip along the bottom. So that's going to be a new section with an inner section with 2 columns. Okay, and let's add some social media links, some social icons there. I'll put those on the left, and I'll just align those to the left. And in this column, let's add maybe the email address with an icon, icon list. All of these features are available in Elementor Pro. I don't want 3 items there, so I'm just going to reduce to 1. And I'm going to change this icon here to an envelope. There we go, and then put an email address in. Okay, that's fine for now. So we've got our basic elements there now. I just want to kind of style them up a little bit. I'm not going to go to a lot of trouble with this because this is really just so you can see how the whole thing works. I think I'll keep the background of that section, the top section, white. I think I'll increase the size of these nav items. You'll be familiar, assuming you are familiar with Elementor, you'll know how all of these features work, these styling features, so I don't need to explain all of these to you, I don't think. And I'm just going to change the active color of the text to a red. Okay, what else? Let's move this email address over to the right. And I think reduce the size of these social media icons as well. They're a bit on the big side. Okay, and I think I'll make the background color of this black as well of the whole section. So I'll also need to change the color of the email and icon as well to white. Might just make that bold as well, so it stands out a little bit more. And increase the size of that email. Okay, that's basically our header. There's all sorts of other features. Obviously, you could add any of these Elementor widgets in. Some might work very well with the header, others wouldn't. For example, you could add in a search form. Maybe if you've got a lot of products, WooCommerce products or something like that, you could stick a search form in there, but I'm not going to do that for this tutorial. I'm not going to leave it there at least. So now I'm going to publish, and we have options of where to display our template. Now I just want to display the template on the entire site, so that's very simple. I'll just add a condition, and it's already has the entire site there, but I could choose to apply it just to single pages or to archives. I can also choose to exclude as well, exclude from any of those three, and then you could add another condition. So let's say I excluded from archive pages, and I can choose which archive pages, and then on top of that I could add a new condition to say include or exclude single pages, and it goes on like that, and there's all sorts of possibilities there, so you can really control where exactly this new header is displayed. But it would be quite conventional to just display the same header across the whole site, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to stick with entire site, include entire site, and save and close. Now that's saved. Now I'm going to go back to my website, and we should find the header is applied, and that it's applied across all the pages. And so that's why it's so useful, the Elementor Theme Builder. And you can also apply it to the site footer, build a site footer, and all sorts of other features that it does. So spend some time looking into it. You'll find other tutorials online as well, which will help you make further progress with it. I hope this has been helpful. Just let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, or if you'd like to see any specific tutorials or anything, then I'd be happy to help.